Joan Chittister, a Benedictine sister, in her book The Time Is Now, A Call to Uncommon Courage, relates a time when she was participating in Lectio Divina, the devotion of sacred reading. Chittister said the leader of the devotion asked the participants to imagine the scene. Jesus is walking around the Sea of Galilee, stopping here to cure a blind man, stooping there to raise a young girl from the dead, engaging with some of the local scribes and Pharisees on the fine points of the law, ignoring the Sabbath to save a donkey in a ditch. The crowds are pressing in on him, pushing and prodding, hands out, eyes pleading for attention, for help. Then he looks up and sees you watching from the margins. And you, he says, what will you do for these? Simply stand there looking on? That passage really captured me when I first read it. Are there times when I just stand on the side looking on, when instead I should be taking actions for justice and peace? What message is my life communicating? Part of our stewardship response is to share our time, our talent, and our testimony. Community of Christ has, as an enduring principle, the worth of all persons. It states that we join with Jesus Christ in bringing good news to the poor, sick, captive, and oppressed. And another enduring principle, all are called, includes the statements, Jesus Christ invites people to follow him by becoming disciples who share his life and ministry. We respond faithfully, with the help of the Holy Spirit, to our best understanding of God's call. We respond faithfully. Part of our response is being a generous disciple with our finances, offering our tithing in support of the mission of the church. A budget is a moral statement of priorities. The World Church budget places priority on the mission of Jesus Christ. For example, your tithing supports disaster relief funds. Your tithing supports oblation assistance. Your tithing supports staff and ministers serving in various roles and locations in the world, offering their time, their talent, and their testimony. Your tithing supports Christ's mission, which is our mission. In Matthew chapter 25, verses 35 to 40, includes the words of Jesus' last discourse. He said, "For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And the king will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me." Community of Christ during 2020 has been considering the guiding question, are we moving toward Jesus, the peaceful one? Jesus brought healing and hope to those he met. Jesus confronted and challenged unjust systems. As we move toward Jesus, we are called to risk and be ready to respond, that we might be a blessing of love and peace. And you, what will you do? Simply stand there looking on? Or be a generous disciple, sharing resources from your abundance and taking actions that alleviate suffering and poverty? As we move toward Jesus, may he see us actively involved with others, bringing healing and peace. As we move toward Jesus, may he see us generously responding with our tithes in support of the mission of Community of Christ. May we look beyond ourselves and consider our brothers and sisters throughout the world. May we each be generous stewards, offering our tithing to help abolish poverty and end needless suffering.